What is up, Mets fans? Welcome back to another episode of the Mets'd podcast. Big weekend. Mets win 3-4 from the San Francisco Giants. That's why it's a big weekend. Finished the series well. The start of the series was quite the catastrophe. I'd say almost a disaster. And by the end of it, it felt good, even though we still, I don't think, have like 100% info on Juan Soto, right?
No, day to day, no IL yet. But those are the kind of decisions sometimes happen on a Monday. We hope that maybe waiting for this, we could have gotten an announcement before recording. Still didn't happen, but that's okay. Again, there was a lot of like catastrophe, disaster talk for Mets fans, especially overnight.
It was early.
Overnight Thursday into Friday after 3 consecutive losses, with the first of which came in the month of March.
Yeah, one of those came in March. I understand because they were to the Giants and Cardinals, and let me tell you, both of those teams stink. And I know that Cardinals fans are going to somehow find this one because they love talking about how we say how much they stink. But both these teams are not good. So I understand why people act the way they did. But me and you also were like, this is so early. Like, what an exhausting way to be a fan if we're going to freak out about a 3-game losing streak, one of which that started in March.
I think also it's the fact that, and it's fair for Mets fans to have, and we've said this the last few episodes, like some legitimate and very reasonable PTSD after what happened last season.
Yes.
And the idea that stench, even with a team with totally new players, could possibly carry into the next season is horrifying. And then with that, you have the new big addition of Bichette at that time, not hitting at all. Juan Soto potentially having, at the moment, felt like a semi-serious injury.
Yeah.
Sean Manaea, and that's a question we had after the last show. It's like, what is Sean Manaea's role in this team? And we hypothesized that with the 9 games in 9 days, maybe he was getting a spot start on Sunday to give Kodai Senga an extra day. Thursday night, we saw that didn't happen. He threw 75 pitches in relief, and they were not very good. I mean, he wasn't terrible. This is the opposite of Sean Manaea last year, where he's actually keeping runs off the board, but now the strikeouts aren't really there. The swings and misses aren't really there. The velocity's still not really there. He still averaged under 90 miles per hour with his fastball. Like, it is a...
I think he hit 91 a couple times at least.
He did. I think I'm going to get his max fastball velocity right here, right now. But it was basically all of the greatest fears. Yeah, he hit 91 once, and 90.9, nice. A couple 90.7s, 90.6. Yeah, so that's something, I think. But it was after Thursday, it was kind of felt like the walls were caving in, which is not really true, but I understand how it did feel like that. The team didn't look that great. It's also, we've talked about the travel, how difficult it is for the team to go west. Not an excuse, but it felt like everyone's worst fears were coming to life at the same time, and that was not easy to deal with.
Yeah, like, again, that Thursday game was horrible. There was pretty much no positive outside of Mark Vientos hitting a home run, which has now started Mark Vientos being hot, and also just perfectly coincides with the fact that J.D. Martinez is back, hired as a special assistant with the team, and Mark Vientos is absolutely popping off, which, love to see that. Very, very happy. But, yeah, it's nice that we actually get to do this episode on a positive, because it felt like on Thursday, the way that the trajectory was going, that it was going to be like get the voicemails going, let the people be animals, and like be mad and upset about what was happening on the field.
That's also kind of a fun thing about the 4-game series is that you kind of – it's hard for us to do the regular series recap style for 4-game series because that game on Thursday feels like a year and a half ago. Like, I'm sure you guys
a lot of things have changed.
Lots of things have changed. I'm sure you guys don't even want the nuts and bolts of each of these individual games. Where it's fun, these 4-game series, for us to like be a little bit more big picture. It's hard to be big picture 9 games, 10 games into a season. But again, I think the reactions and the way that some of the things were happening early, it kind of felt like it's now happy to do this. But maybe some things we can pull that actually are bad and we are worried about. One, I think, is still Sean Manaea for sure.
Yeah, grand scope, right? We're going to talk more of a grand scope. Sean Manaea, definitely still worried about him. If his role is mop-up guy, that's really bad. That's not good.
No, it's definitely not good, especially when, now to jump around a little bit, like Kodai Senga still pitched great on Sunday. You did see his velocity trickle down. He was not as high early in the games and trickled down much later as he got to the late innings. That's probably some kind of reaction to him now pitching on the 5th day instead of the 6th day. So the fact that you do have this theoretical starting pitching depth, but it can't be used to alleviate a starting pitcher who might be more effective with an extra day of rest, that to me is still very frustrating.
He also got like dinked and doinked a little bit too, like at the end. So
I thought the results were fine, but just when I started seeing those 93s, 94s, I was like, this just isn't the peak Kodai Senga. The way that we were glowing speaking about Kodai Senga after Tuesday, it was like, oh wow.
What was temperature in San Francisco this weekend? Was it nice? Because we know Kodai also, remember, like he's a little bit prissy with how he like the conditions he pitches in.
I think it was between 50s and 60s because
so
almost every game happened in the sunlight.
Which is good. That's nice.
Actually, that's not true. They started in the sunlight. They ended in the nighttime, of course. They were 10 o'clock on Friday and Saturday, Thursday too. But Sunday was nice. Afternoon game.
Yeah, San Francisco always gets a little bit weird with the weather. But it would be nice if Shamania was more than the mop-up guy. That would be a huge, huge help to this team if he could give 3 innings in a game that actually was close or mattered at the time. It obviously on Thursday it didn't because David Peterson pitched about as poorly as he could have. Really didn't look good at almost any stance of the entire game. I guess he had a low pitch count, so theoretically you could have thrown him a few more innings, but it was probably the right time to pull him because he really was just getting absolutely tattooed.
No, that's another thing that they should be genuinely concerned about. I'm not really super excited about David Peterson moving forward now. Like the guy that we saw in the first half of last year, I'm not sure how that happened. Really, it's
completely
kind of
gone.
I mean, it's just about the fact that with Peterson, we've gone back and forth on David Peterson for the entirety of the 5-year life of the Mets'd podcast. But it's just the stuff has never been exemplary. But the way he got over the hump he did last year was that the command was way better than ever been. It seemed like any time in his life. So the fact that he could mix the 4-seamer, the sinker, the changeup, and the slider, he can give lefties and righties a few of those pitches each, and he could hit the 4 quadrants with them. Something he did well last year. That's how he got people out. He's not doing that all this year. He didn't do it all in the second half last year. You were hoping you could come into the season fresh and give us some of that first half form from last year. I don't really see it.
Yeah, he's getting to the point now where I'm starting to lose a bit of faith in what I think David Peterson could look like this year. Not out yet. I'm not out. But the fact that we've now seen 10, 15 starts in a row of David Peterson over the span of 2 seasons where not sharp, not good. All the stuff that made David Peterson inconsistent and untrustworthy in the past when he was coming up as like a young rookie and first and second year guy, we're starting to see that again. And I don't know what it is with him, and I don't know what the step is. Like, I know you said command, but like, where'd it go? Where'd it go? Why did you lose it? Like, what is the problem right now where we're not seeing any improvement, or even I would love stagnation from David Peterson. I would love if he was stagnant. He's not doing that. He's going backwards.
And you truthfully get concerned with a guy like him who he talked about how much the hip surgery helped him 2 years ago. You worry about someone pitching through something. And I think David Peterson is in a contract year, if I'm not mistaken, as well.
Yep, he's a free agent next year, which sounds insane.
It's just crazy. That he is the Messed Up podcast, David Peterson. He's entering free agency, but it's hard to see that. But then also when you get into Friday's game, while it probably wasn't true based on where we are in the season, it did feel like for a hot second, like the walls were closing in a little bit. And a lot, I think, was thrust onto Nolan McLean's shoulders in his second season in the big league, still officially a rookie, to be a stopper. And the fact that he came out and was throwing the way he was early in that game, he didn't get through the 6th inning, but the defense didn't do him many favors either. But the way that he was able to come out with like his best stuff was like, wow, like this is. And you forget again, the first inning was rough for him, but we got I'm thinking about Peterson.
I was going to say he was underselling him a little bit here. It was 5 perfect innings to start the game.
Yeah, again, long weekend for me, tough weekend for me, but he was great. And we were texting in our group chat about him needing to be a stopper, and him being able to have 2 stoppers in rotation changes the feeling and the function of a team. That was nice.
Yeah, it would have been great to see him get through the 6th again, just so he didn't have to use the bullpen as much, especially with how many games they've played and how many days, and we know how they handle this bullpen. But Nolan McLean is a stopper. Him and Freddie Peralta are stoppers. Those are guys, and I know they lost the Freddie Peralta game, but like they do their job every single time they go out on the mound. They go out there and they pitch like frontline starters, like aces, and they give their team an opportunity to win. And for Nolan McLean, it's all we needed. Like, we just needed to be kind of kept in this game. And then what do you know? 4th inning, Mets put up 3 more runs, start to make that lead a little bit bigger. Obviously, the Giants clawed back here, but the Mets offense finally starting to heat up a little bit. Funny enough, as Juan Soto gets hurt.
Which is the irony of that is unbelievable. But also at the same time, like, with Nolan McLean having pressure to be a stopper. Like, this is a game I think Mets fans got to see Bichette be Bichette.
Yeah, it was nice to see him get 3 hits. And, like, me and you have...
And smack the ball around.
We spoke to a lot of people this weekend about the Mets. And a lot of people... I think the biggest question was always, like, are you concerned about Bichette? And I think me and you are very much on the same page of not concerned about him at the plate at all. Guys are going to go through spells where they're hot, where they're cold. There's really nothing that is telling me that Bichette isn't going to be a similar hitter that he's been in the past. We'll talk about defense more when it actually matters, but this weekend he was completely okay. So, like, I'm not going to make a big deal about that.
And the one thing where I think there's been fair concern thrown around about Bichette, at least in a relative sense, is the fact that bat speed's down again this year. But we've seen him still have peak swings, multiple swings in the series over 80 miles per hour. So, again, we've talked about how Bichette has some of the most interesting, to be kind, hitting mechanics in all of baseball. But like when a guy's been this successful for this long, it's like, ain't broke, don't fix it, don't worry about it. But just when those mechanics did feel like a bit out of whack at times over this first week of the season, that could definitely destroy a guy's bat speed like that, especially when you have so many bad swings like Bichette had. Like, we're still so early in the season where bat speed is something that stabilizes quickly statistically, but we're still not like a perfect sample for these things where we think they are exactly where they are going to be in perpetuity.
Yeah, it's just not you're not able to actually get a true read. You can take note of things, but there's not any sort of sign that says because the swings were like this on March 31st that it's going to be like that on June 1st.
Yeah, I want to shout out. He's a good account on Twitter. I hate to pick fun of him right here, but I do think that right now, like, we're in the peak of like as much information is available in baseball. Everyone's on Baseball Savant now. It's very easy to use. Like that's how we were able to build this podcast. But Nathaniel Thomas, his name is Ex-Woba Enjoyer. He says he's a college kid. He's trying to get into baseball research, and he's tweet is Brent Rooker cooked. His swing plus has gone from 104 to 79. He's swinging at 48% of pitches in the chase zone, whiffing at 92% of those swings. His Z contact is down from 82 to 72%. Of course, it's early, but hard to draw up a worse start than this. So again, a lot of those, there is signal in a lot of those stats, but also that is, I think, the definition of a slump.
Yeah, it's 10 games.
Yeah, like when we look at these baseball stats, like we like looking at full seasons worth, half seasons worth, months worth of information, so we can actually see genuine trends. Where if a guy's a bad week in July, you don't even notice it. If the guy's a bad week in April, the first week of the season, you see an 0.73 batting average. Like, yeah, now it's ugly, and I don't want to be scared about it.
I mean, we're doing the same thing that we've done for the last 4 years too with Francisco Lindor, where we know his March and April is going to be putrid. That's what it is. Lock in, fellas. That's what it's going to be. He's not going to play well. And even with the Mets winning games, you still see people like, oh, Lindor off to a slow start again. I'm like, where have you been? What planet have you lived on? Because this is the player that he is. And guess what? At the end of the year, it's going to be 30 with 20 stolen bases, 80 RBIs, is going to have an OPS around 800, Gold Glove defense. Like I don't know how we keep doing this over and over again sometimes.
And it's great for a guy like Francisco Lindor who's struggling. Bichette's not come out of the gate hot. Now Juan Soto's injured. Jorge Polanco's not really hit well either, even though I'm still going to say I like the quality of his at-bats.
Yes.
For guys like Luis Robert and Jared Young and Mark Vientos and Francisco Alvarez, especially in a series like this, for that crew to be picking up the slack, Jared Young mostly we're talking about on Sunday, and Luis Torrens coming off the bench with a huge hit, and then a bizarre caught-stealing Matt Chapman.
Simeon's been hot, too, the last couple games, which is great.
Series. Back home, Bay Area.
Yeah, he just needed to get a little home cooking, and then all of a sudden he's feeling good.
If Marcus Simeon's final season /shine is exactly as it reads right now on April 6th, that would be such a tremendous success of a season. I can't even describe it.
257 average, 741 OPS. The Mets might score the most runs in Major League Baseball if that's the case.
I'd sign up for that so much. And I do want to throw a lot of flowers on Mark Vientos.
Yeah, we have to. Especially me.
He looks amazing. He's swinging the bat harder. He's making more contact. His swing decisions are back closer to in line where they were 2 years ago. He doesn't look like he's really – it just felt like he's put so much pressure on himself in the last few years. Last year specifically, maybe even through the spring training. And if he actually gets back on track, and it's the exact same thing that happened with Brett Beatty last year, where like it was like a disaster time. You know, Vientos was in spring training, Beatty's was the first week and a half of the regular season, and then actually having a real season, and he's lacing the ball right now, doing the Mark Vientos thing where he's hitting really well into the right center field gap. Like it's a beauty to watch Mark Vientos swing the bat right now. I'm really excited about him. Genuinely.
It just took JD Martinez being back and being the special assistant. I almost, it's crazy how like exactly in line Mark Vientos bouncing back has been with JD Martinez being involved in the organization. I can't imagine is he there? He's not in San Francisco right now, surely, right?
I mean, probably not. But I think the biggest deal with Mark Vientos is that we're swinging the bat right now on average 2 miles per hour harder than last season. At the same time, it's the shortest swing of his career.
Which is so big because we always talked about his swing is so long. His swing has gotten really long at times.
It's average now length.
Which that's it. That's good. That's fantastic. Again, like we're not trying to change players into what got them here and what they do and stuff, but there's like little tweaks that can be made for improvements and for like I don't want to say like efficiency, but that kind of idea of trying to be a better version of yourself. And I think for Mark Vientos, you mentioned the pressure thing. Maybe he was putting too much pressure on himself. I'm gonna actually go the opposite. I think I think there wasn't enough pressure. I think he came in and he thought, I'm on this team. Look how good I was in 2024. He got the blonde tips on his hair and was sitting courtside at the Knicks game. That was bad. But now Mark Vientos back up against the wall. I'm about to be cut from the New York Mets and might go play for the White Sox for the rest of the year or the Rockies. I got to show that I want to be here and that I can be here and that I'm a valuable baseball player. And thank God that's happened because he looks fantastic, like you said. This version of Mark Vientos, I'm so happy we didn't trade. I'm so happy we didn't cut. This was not the version we saw last year, which is why I was so negative. If this is what it took, if it was a little pepper in his butt, whatever it had to be, Mark Vientos, I'm glad you're back, and I hope it stays. Don't get complacent. Stay hungry. Earn your spot in this lineup.
We also have a lot of fun right now, Mark Vientos, with small sample size pitch data. One of, I think, the funniest stats that Baseball Savant provides is meatball swing rate. So meatball swing rate is basically how often you're swinging at a pitch that's like, belt high, dead center of the zone. How often you're taking a hack at the good ones.
Middle.
What do you think Mark Vientos' meatball swing rate is right now?
It's either going to be 100% or 0, and I'm gonna go 0.
It's 100%.
Nice, good, all right, good, yeah. Hit the pitches in the middle of the zone, anti-Eric Chavez.
And something else that's cool about Mark Vientos right now, again, it seems like he did some definite bat speed training in the offseason just based on the fact that he's swinging harder and his swing is shorter. Usually if your swing is longer, you get more bat speed because you build up more force with your bat as it comes through the zone, so longer swing, more time to build up force. So something is different about Mark Vientos physically maybe, but also this to me just seems like more of a function of the pitchers he's faced rather than a plan against Mark Vientos specifically. He's seen a 39% rate of pitches in the strike zone this year. And again, that's him calming down, taking a breath, being patient. He's swinging less often than he ever has. He's swinging on the first pitch much less often than he ever has. I felt like when he was really good 2 years ago, he was swinging first pitch a lot. I'm looking back right now, it's actually about league average. Right now, it's below 22%, which is way below league average. Like it does feel like I don't know, it feels like so mental with Mark Vientos at times. And I'm really, really happy that he can just go over this hump, get some confidence back, and just be. And he doesn't even look that bad at first base.
He doesn't look good, but he doesn't look bad.
That's what I'm saying. Like, it could be a lot worse. And I think that right now, the way that we're moving people around, the way it seems like Jorge Polanco's basically already a full-time DH.
Yeah.
So it's like, all right, let's just get that over with. Just put you over there. No big deal. But it lengthens this lineup so much, especially when the top of the lineup isn't hitting.
Yeah, it's incredible that the Mets are actually even winning games, considering their first 3 hitters basically don't get anything done in the last week or so.
No, and pitching's been great too. Like this series,
Mets have like one of the lowest ERAs in baseball, I believe. And if you look at starters ERA, I think it's like second or third lowest in baseball.
You said Nolan McLean taking that perfect game through the 5th. Clay Holmes having another fantastic start.
I love Clay Holmes.
Clay Holmes is awesome. Clay Holmes, like there's been talk on Twitter about like, has Clay Holmes become one of the best value signings the Mets have ever made?
He was last year already. Me and you were talking about it. We're like, for the money that they spent for the innings that they got in the ERA, you guys are idiots for not thinking Clay Holmes is great.
7 innings too for Clay Holmes, 90 pitches. Like that was ridiculous.
That's exactly what I think David Stearns envisioned when he signed Clay Holmes, is like, just get quick outs. Let them put the ball in play. Good defense, and you'll get through 7 innings every day.
And I really like the fact of how much more he's leaned into a sinker. I know I mentioned it last week, but the first time through the lineup, 55% sinker. Second time through the lineup, 50%. Third time, 60%. Clay Holmes could be having a plan here, like we said last episode, I want to get as many outs to the sinker as possible the first time through. But if no one's even close to hitting that, who cares? Keep throwing it. Does not matter. That pitch is in the strike zone, and guys are not able to do anything with it. The other stuff doesn't even really matter, but the fact that the changeup's that much more, it's a really, really good, solid, sturdy starting pitcher repertoire for Clay Holmes.
Especially just against a lineup that doesn't really have a lot of oomph behind it. Like, just go out there, put the ball in play. We're playing in the hardest park to hit home runs. Oh, no, you hit the ball. What are you going to do? Score 2 runs. That's what happened.
A Devers home run on Thursday was sick.
I mean,
that was like a hat tip. Wow.
Yeah, no, Devers is awesome. The rest of the lineup, I got no interest in.
No, Matt Chapman, what a bad week for him.
Bad week.
Someone was like a consummate professional who's like kind of shit-talking a young player, first baseman, a few games ago, and then on Sunday to get caught stealing down 3 runs. Like, what are you doing?
It's so stupid. Like,
Especially,
that's not a veteran move.
Even if you did that intentionally, again, like stealing the base intentionally, think you can get one. Like, Luis Torrens is arguably right now one of the best catchers in all of baseball throwing guys out.
There's not many better.
There's no reason to think that's a good decision at all.
And he was hosed. He wasn't particularly close. It's not like he just got tagged. He was out by 2 steps. Like that to me leads towards a little bit more of like, I don't know how much of a grasp Tony Vitello's got on this team right now, because man, they play bad baseball.
It's a strange attitude with this team. Like we had Tony Vitello come out of the dugout for the interference play on Sunday, the Jerry Encarnacion, which I thought was not a great call. I like that it happened.
Yeah, I mean, it's great. Yeah,
it worked out. I also didn't know. I couldn't figure out when Mark Vientos bailed on that ball as the first baseman. It like hit him in the glove, and he kind of leaned back a little bit. Like, it looked like that was like a Karl Anthony Towns like defensive play, but it was, I don't know. Like I felt like the Mets again didn't really play great baseball this weekend. The bats came out when they had to. It was nice taking advantage of that was Keaton Wynn we got over the hump again. So Eric Miller on Sunday.
Yeah, Eric Miller smacked around Landon Rupp, your boy Landon Rupp. I mean, the Giants bullpen stinks, so it's good that we did hit most of those guys.
Their defense is bad too. Like this is not a well constructed Giants team.
It's crazy. Buster Posey, great baseball player, might not actually know what he's doing when it comes to building a baseball team, though.
No, I saw Blake Tidwell. Blake Tidwell didn't look that bad on Thursday. That was kind of fun.
Yeah, he was okay.
Fine.
Yeah, it's not too much to talk about there. I have to shout out one more guy before I get a little negative for a second.
Okay.
Jared Young looks great. Jared
Fantastic,
Young,
dude.
We might have been a year early, but he's doing like the Eric Thames thing that David Stearns did with him then, where it's like, bring the guy over back from Korea, And he's just coming in, kind of just being a little bit of a spark plug of like hit ball hard, run fast. He threw out a guy the other night too. Like he's doing all the little things that these bench players need to do when they're given the opportunity.
It felt like the double he hit off Logan Webb really changed the game on Sunday as well. Like
Yes.
that was like hitting that. I think that was a 2-strike sinker that Logan Webb threw him. That was like the Logan Webb sinker, just shooting right out of the zone, and him sticking with it and putting that the other way, like to the wall. Like that was a nice piece of hitting.
Good
like,
piece.
And he has not been bad in left field. He's been totally fine at first base. Like when he's in the box, I'm really not like scared or upset about it all. And then also the feel for Carlos Mendoza. Like we say some bad things about Mendoza, now we say some good things. Like to pinch hit Jared Young against the lefty. Like when Jared Young had 3 hits on the day and was looking great. For Torrent to come in off the bench and also a nice piece of hitting. I think he took it the opposite way as well.
That dude loves
Perfect.
going opposite field.
But to get that 2 RBI shot, I was like, oh, cool. Like that was a really, really good moment. A tough one, I think, tough to make that decision as the manager, Carlos Mendoza. But that was a big moment to change that game, too.
Very big moment. That was huge. We needed it. It put us back in the lead, which shout out Luis Torrens. Stepped up all weekend. Francisco Alvarez had a great weekend.
Great weekend,
Hit ninth, having a 1,000 OPS through 10 games.
Leave him there.
Leave him there. Don't move him. One thing that might need to change, though, we might have to have the Carson Benge conversation right now. He might not be ready.
He might not, but also it is a rookie in his first month of Major League Baseball. Like a lot of times rookies do start slow. I want to shout out that guy Rob Colonna. He gave me some stats. He was like, I know you had a busy weekend. I want to give you a little nugget. There's my gift to you about Carson Benge. So Julio Rodriguez, first month of his career, 205, 284, 250 slash. It was 500 OPS.
Okay.
Wyatt Langford, first month of his career, 238 average, 314 on base, 628 OPS. Jackson Churio, first month of his career, 206, 257, 351. That was a 610 OPS. All of those guys, after that first month, caught fire, went ballistic, had great times. I'm not saying that that's going to happen to Carson Benge, but I'm trying to acknowledge that it's okay to give him a little bit of space right now. Also, maybe he needs to go to the Magic 9 spot in the order.
Yeah, maybe. Maybe it's just the 9 spot for him is the way to go. The thing that concerns me more so is that his bat looks slow. And I know he's never been like a huge bat speed guy, but his bat looks slow, and they're just not even worried about him putting the ball in play. They're like, here, fastball down the middle, hit it, and I think he's over swinging, which is also weird because then he's swinging slow, it feels like. So, I don't know. I think Carson Benge probably feeling a little bit of pressure. I thought the opening day of getting like the hit, the home run, the stolen base, everything out of the way was going to be like a breathe and just play. It's been the exact opposite.
No, but again, maybe he does need to find a way to breathe and just play because it's hard as a rookie. And again, he doesn't have much experience at all in the upper minors. And I also think that if we do travel down this route, I don't think you really make a call about him if you're in the Mets front office until the first week of May. I think you want to give him 5 weeks of playing time. But I think if it does happen where Carson Benge possibly, not saying this will happen or I want it to happen, if he possibly does have to shoot back down the minor leagues, like it's not the end of the world.
Oh, of course not. I mean, Francisco Alvarez got sent down last year. Talk about Michael Conforto got sent down, and it fixed his game when he was struggling through his time. Like, these guys are going to have ups and downs for sure. For a guy that I expected to be a little bit, I don't want to say sharper. I didn't expect him to strike out 33% of the time early on the season. I thought, if anything, it was going to be we don't see power, but he was going to be constantly putting the ball in play.
No, I agree. But also, again, it's growing pains. He's a rookie. Like it's
going to happen. I'm having patience. I'm not out on him by any means.
He's played like 50 games in the upper minors. Like it's a long way to go here. But I would like to see him like hit like some even. I don't even care about line drives right now. Hard ground balls give me.
Well, he hasn't got a hit to the outfield besides the home run this year.
That's what I'm saying,
everything's been through the infield. So just Jeff McNeil a single to left field. Whatever you got to do.
It'll be nice to get these guys home this weekend too. I think it's good. We can slide in right now, start talking a little bit about the Diamondbacks series preview. This Diamondbacks team is another strangely organized baseball team. It's the most polite way I can put it, I think.
That is a very polite way to put it because they have no bullpen. Their starting pitching is pretty much non-existent, but they might have 3 of the 10 best offensive players in baseball.
Yeah, literally. And that's Ketel Marte, Corbin Carroll come out of the gate blazing hot, showing Francisco Lindor. You don't need a handmade bone to hit for power the first week of the season. And Geraldo Perdomo,
who's come out ice cold.
Well, yeah, of course. A lot of things can go on there. We are getting some of the better Diamondbacks pitchers in this series. Just matchups for you guys Tuesday night, 7:10. Freddie Peralta versus Zach Gallen. Zach Gallen, Jersey boy. I'm sure he's going to have a lot of people in the stands. I feel like we can't really hit Zach Gallen ever either.
Always pitches well against the Mets.
Yeah.
And fun fact, Zach Gallen was pitching for the famous game Francisco Lindor, Jeff McNeil, Raccoon.
Yeah, good pull right there. I forgot that. And then Wednesday night, 7:10 again. David Peterson versus Ryan Nelson. Ryan Nelson, one of my favorite pitchers in all of baseball. Thursday, 7:10 again. Late podcast for the boys. Nolan McLean versus Eduardo Rodriguez.
And Erod's been off to a hot start. He's been pitching well coming out of the WBC. One of the few guys who has.
That's a game I would love to be at if we didn't have to do a podcast after. Maybe
yes. Maybe we still will. It's Thursday. Yeah. Come on.
Yeah. But yeah, again, talk about Ryan Nelson for a quick second. He's come out of the gate hot as well. A few nice starts. He is fastball. It's one of the. I think also, weren't Ryan Nelson and Dave Peterson college teammates?
Could have been University of Oregon. Is he an Oregon guy?
I think it was same time. Yeah.
He was drafted in 2019.
Sure. Yeah.
When was Peterson? Peterson was a little bit earlier, I think. Yeah.
Was he? All right.
He might have been 19. Who knows?
I've been passing the torch. I'm sure Peterson did 4 years in school.
I would think so.
Yeah, but Nelson, again, it's fastball. He's going to... Oh, he actually got bombed his most recent start. I missed that one. But he's going to give you tons of fastballs top of zone. Good luck trying to hit them. But then after that, the secondary stuff isn't really that exciting. Zach Gallen's come out of the gate this year. He has a new slider. He hasn't really thrown that much before. And it's been a bridge back to his curveball. He looks, again, better than last year of anything else. And then the rest of his Diamondbacks team, again, it kind of feels like half a roster.
Yeah, you're going to see Carlos Santana playing, way too much. You're going to see your boy Tim Tawa probably playing too much. You're going to see some former Mets also, too. Some really, really favorite former Mets. On the offensive side, James McCann, backup catcher for the Diamondbacks. You know he's going to come up and get a big hit. I have to say it so you guys know. And Paul Sewald, who I absolutely despise. What a fucking loser that guy is. It's great. He's got nothing left right now, so I'm excited.
Though.
He is closing, so I'm excited to hopefully see him come into a game, but the Mets are already winning and can really just pile it on because he sucked as a Met. And then when he waved goodbye, it was like, dude, you stunk here. You deserve to get booed. Play better. Don't be such a pussy.
Also upset that Jordan Lawler, we're not going to see him because Jordan Lawler's had, it's been a precipitous time for him to get Major League playing time. He's actually looked good playing the outfield the first week of the season, and he breaks his wrist. Talk about a guy that can't catch a break. It's terrible, but...
Or only catch breaks.
Yeah, I guess, yeah. Bad. Ooh. Also, Jose Fernandez getting some time for them at first base because they've had every first baseman when their team get injured. Major League debut, 2 home runs, including a go-ahead in the 8th inning against Kenley Jansen.
He takes war hacks too, right?
Loves to swing hard. He's never had good stats in the minor leagues, but he's always had great underlying numbers. He rocked spring training as well.
And Jonathan Loaisiga has been pitching well.
Jonathan Loaisiga has been looking good, but I think we got to get out of here quick, but I got Frankie Peppers.
All right, give us a little Frankie Peppers, and then we'll wrap it up. Short one for you guys. A lot of things going on. Promise the next 2 episodes this week will be back to normal, but just a hectic weekend, hectic Monday.
Very much so. And I've reached out, I've made connection with the Mets showrunner. He DM'd me. He said how excited he was that me and you followed him. He said he loves Mets'd Up. He loves the wind-up. And I said we would love to get you on for 10 minutes this week.
Let's go. Nice. Let's go.
We're going to try and organize. It's a huge England podcast. We love England.
Hell yeah. I love that, dude.
But here we go. It's Frankie.
Gentlemen, this is Frankie Peppers. How you doing? See, this is why you don't worry too much, right? Because things tend to sort themselves out. Maybe old Frankie helped with some ropa vieja. That was delicious, and some granola coming. So don't worry. We're gonna keep this. We're gonna keep this train moving. Beautiful series by these Mets. I hope Juan Soto's gonna be okay. But most importantly, Mr. James Shiano going to be a husband to a wonderful wife. Congratulations on your engagement, sir. It's a very special set of feelings, and I'm so very happy for you. And I will offer to cater your wedding. Take that offer with a grain of salt, but I'm going to offer to cater your wedding right now. And if so, I'm just going to make, 100 pounds of bolognese for you, and there you go. It's going to be easy. Very happy for you, James. Mark you next. So, boys, take care. Great series. Keep that momentum going for Tuesday. And as always, boys, let's go Mets. All right. Take care. Bye.
Love Frankie. Saying the things we don't want to say on the show.
Cat out of the bag right there.
Yeah, I put it on Twitter. I had no game notes on Saturday, so
that's fair.
We're busy.
And that's it, guys. Thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. Make sure you subscribe to Mets'd Up over on YouTube. If you're listening to us, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google. Drop us a rating, drop us a review, download, and subscribe. You can follow James on social media at
James Shiano.
I'm Draftnik Mark. Thank you guys for watching. We'll see you next time. Bye.
Peace out, guys. Let's go Mets.